Journey JavaFX Season 2 episode number 3. In this episode we are going to working on Logback. It's kind of the logger thing which is going to help us to log whatever information we want. It will help us to debug, right? So let's get into it. For the notes of this episode, I have copy paste the a template for the Logback config. It's kind of just copy paste it. I'm gonna simply explain what's the meaning of them, but basically it's kind of fixed. If we want to use it, we have to have a kind of template, and actually there's not much to play with it besides the file names and log pattern stuff. We're gonna go through it one by one. Okay, so once we have our IntelliJ open, we're gonna tell IntelliJ where to find the Logback library, right? We're gonna say File, and then go to Project Structure, go to Libraries, click on the plus sign, say Java, go to our lab under our main Java folder. In my case, it's C Java lab, right? Under it, we're gonna choose the Logback. This is the subfolder we created in previous episode. It's holding the three kind of library files, right? Click on this Logback. OK again, apply, and OK to close the window. So now IntelliJ knows where to find the Logback class, and then we just go to our very first Java class under the source, which is our first main kind of class, right? So once we are here, we need to do something to create an instance of this logger. To create it is very simple. It's private because we are only using this log in this class for logging purpose. Private, static, and final, because for one class we only need one logger. That's it, right? And say logger is the type. For this one, it's a little catch. We have to choose the org.slf4j. The others are more like the Java default logging facility. But in order to use the Logback, we have to choose this one. Okay, I give the name, same, logger. It equals to logger factory dot get logger. And for the parameter we're passing in, it's slightly different. It's asking for what is this class. Basically, we are passing in the class itself, which is JavaFX Season 2 dot class. That's it. That's all the declare for this logger instance. So now we're gonna test it. Let's put it on the second line. Let's say logger debug, say hello from Logback. So now it should work. Let's run it. Our application comes up, and we have the logger thing. Here is the default format, right? You can see hello from Logback. It means the thing is working. This episode's goal accomplished almost 80%. So the next one, we are going to tell the logger to log our stuff to a file instead of the console, right? Because that's the thing we want. So to do that, we need to create a file under the source, right beside this class. All right. Right click on src source, say new, say file. The name, I'm gonna call it logback.xml. I think the configure file must be this name. It cannot be even another name. I tried a couple ways, it doesn't work. This is the only way it works, and it has to be in the root, right under source. All right, and then go to my episode notes. Just copy paste the whole thing from this config all the way to the end of config. right? Just copy paste it. I already have it show up in my notepad, so I'm gonna copy paste this part and paste it. Okay, so now the whole thing is ready to go. Just take a short moment, explain what all of these are. The config. All right, so let's make it a little bigger. Okay, so config opening, closing, standard XML, right? And the first two lines, the property is more like a declare variables. Yeah, it's kind of say we're gonna declare a variable name root. The value is .log. It's kind of, we're creating a subfolder. The name is called log. In this way, we keep all our log files inside of it. Otherwise, it will be everywhere, right? So the second one variable is called file name. It's kind of the log file name. Say what we want to call it, right? It has to have a name. Then this is the elephant in room. This part is the the most important part for this purpose, but it's quite simple. Say appender. Appender means, just imagine it's a file writer thing, right? When we're writing a file, we can override whatever the file is there, or we can append stuff to the current file, right? For our purpose, I'm using a fancy one. Instead of always override the same file, we just use the rolling file appender. So I guess this one is the one commonly used. So yeah, appender, we gave it a name. This name is kind of customized. I call it a rolling file. You can call it like almost like anything. And then the class, this part, not much to play with, just copy paste it. It's kind of the Java class or whatever. This rolling policy, same thing, copy paste it, not much to play. This one, file name pattern. So for some reason, the syntax is kind of a little weird. If we want to use a variable, it has to be prefixed with a $sign and quoted inside of this curly braces. So this is the root. The root is the one we just declare on top, right? So then this part will be replaced by its value ./log/. And then the %d is a date. By default, Logback will use this kind of a date format, only the time and seconds, but we want to make it a little fancier. It's more like, say, okay, year, month, and date, right? And both months and date are double digits. If it's single digits, like December the 1st, it will be like 1201 instead of like 12:1, right? We wanted to keep the same pattern. It's just kind of a better looking and more organized, right? And then we're gonna put a little slash, and then we're gonna put the file name, which is this part, right? The journey.log. So overall, it will be like, okay, the whole file path name will look like under the log subfolder, prefix with a date, and then called journey.log. We're gonna see this in the real testing. The lines below it are kind of the measurements. This one is a max history 100. I believe it's like, okay, overall inside of this log subfolder, we just keep at max 100 files. All right. The other one is total size cap, 10 meg. It's like, okay, no matter it's 100 file or what, but overall the size these files it's going to take is no more than 10 meg. If it's more than that, the oldest file will be deleted. All right. These two measurements are working in the same time. It's kind of two-way thing. It's just a better management, because in real life, for a real production server, the storage is we gotta be precise, right? Otherwise, we're gonna run out of space. So the next line is triggering policy. This one, same, a Java class. Just don't touch it. Copy paste. and the max file size. This one is more like another measurement. So, all right, I don't care about how much space you gave me. I don't about and also I don't care about how many files you want to keep. But for this file, the current file, the maximum size is 5 meg. That's it. If it's kind of larger than this, we're gonna create a new file, something like that. And then this encoder thing is kind of the actual logging information we want to put to this log file. Following the same pattern, first is a date. So we gave it this kind of a format: year, month, day, hour, minute, second, and millisecond. We gotta be precise, but it's unnecessary. It's just, yeah, no, why not, right? And for this thread name, level, logger, whatever, I don't want to go too deep into those, just copy paste them. It's just, for our purpose, they don't even matter. And this percentage message will be replaced with the actual information we want to log, we want to output, right? And this percentage n is kind of end of line. Whatever we have for this log, that's it. For the future logs will move to another line. Instead of appending to the same line, it will be super hard to read, right? So this thing is just a enter key. Yeah, so now we come back to the last one, level debug. In the Java world, we have about 5 levels of log. The bottom one, which is the contains everything, it's called trace, I believe. One level up is called debug, and then one level up is called info, and then one level up is called warning. I don't remember the top one, but for our purpose, debug is good enough, because for the trace part, all those in red color, yeah, in console is okay. We don't want to keep all of them, right? So yeah, and then the last thing we need to set is appender reference. It's more like telling Logback which appender we want to use, and the name will be exactly we defined above appender name, right? So we're passing in this one because in the same configure file we can have multiple appenders for the other purpose, but for our purpose it's only one, right? So we just copy paste the name to here. So now let's go to test it. So yeah, let's do a save. And so for now, we are expecting this line to be outputted to our log subfolder file, right? For now, we don't even have the log subfolder. I think this Logback is smart enough to create the subfolder for us. Let's run it. Yeah, looks okay. Let's close it. And yeah, you see, this folder was just created. Let's open it and see the first log. Yeah, say this is time and date, main class, debug, whatever the class name, and then our message. So we are really gonna focusing on this part, kind of which class and what the information we want to log, right? So we are only focusing on this and this, the information on around this little dash. For all the rest, they are just for decoration. Okay, I think we achieved the goal. Then yeah, I'm gonna see you in the next one.